What's up, everyone? Carter Sesner. Welcome back to another video. Today we have my Forbidden Door 2023 review. And once again, Forbidden Door, like last year, was an absolute classic of a show. A great show. Definitely going to be up there for show of the year contenders. You know, we have a lot of good shows coming up. You know, we have All In coming in Wembley. You know, I feel like AEW are going to go all out and start that. So this is definitely going to be one that come end of the year will be a consideration for show of the year. A lot of matches to get through, so I'm not going to waste any time and waffle on. I did just want to quickly say, if you are new here, please subscribe, leave a like, comment and all that. Let me know what you thought for Forbidden Door, because there will be a lot of content coming to the channel this week and possibly next week. You know, a lot of stuff coming. We've my Forbidden Door review now. You know, I'll have Money in the Bank predictions. Of course, Fight Forever comes out, and I plan on doing content around that game. And of course, I will be in London. I will be going to SmackDown and Money in the Bank as well. So probably, potentially, like maybe a vlog or two from that. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff to come. Yeah, I probably will have to get my Money in the Bank predictions out a bit early because of that. I will be flying over. Yeah. Anyway, we're here to talk AEW and New Japan Forbidden Door. Great show as always, as I did mention. And let's get into it. The 0 hour, the pre-show, kicked off with Chaos versus the Mogul Embassy. Of course, representing Chaos. Beretta, Chuck Taylor, Rocky Romero, and of course, not a Chaos member, but he is kind of a member of Home Tie now since leaving Suzuki-gun. It is El Desperado. They took on, of course, the Mogul Embassy, which is Swerve Strickland, Karen Leona, and Brian Cage. Very fun match here, very fun, you know, 8-man tag to kick things off. Seeing Desperado with the best friends was fun, and Roppongi Vice, well, doing the like hug, and you got the like handshake and stuff, and posing with them. That was fun. It was good to see. Mogul Embassy did pick up the victory. Swerve hitting a double stomp on Rocky to give the victory there. Of course, coming off his match against Tanahashi, it does seem like there are big plans in place for Swerve. And they are kind of playing up that he seems to be targeting the world title, which is something I'm very interested in. I do think Swerve is definitely a future world champion level. He's definitely, I feel like, possibly someone that could take the international championship from Orange Cassidy. I know we've already done that, but it does seem like AEW do have big plans for Swerve going off this and Double or Nothing, and of course the Tanahashi match. So yeah, I'm excited to see where things go with Swerve Strickland. Then we had the first match, we had a first round match in the Owen Hart Women's Tournament as Billie Starkz took on Athena. Of course, Athena, the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. Very good to see her get a match here. Very good to see Billie on pay-per-view as well, pre-show. You know, she's only 18, and Billie is going to be a future star for sure. Athena did get the win here. A lot of good stuff in this match, though. You know, Athena bumped Billie onto the apron, which looked nasty. Or did Billie go for a set and Athena moved maybe? But yeah, big bump onto the apron, and Athena was able to get the win here, and we move on into the Owen Hart Women's Tournament. Like I said, good to see Athena here get a big win over on a pay-per-view, and great to see Billie get that spotlight. I thought she looked good. She got to showcase at such a young age how good she is, and definitely something to keep an eye on. And again, Athena killing it since turning heel, killing it as ROH Women's World Champion. So again, happy to see her get that spot and advance in the Owen Hart Women's Tournament. So we can possibly see more big matches coming from Athena in that one. I believe she'll face Willow Nightingale in the next round of the tournament. Also on the buy-in, we had Stu Grayson versus El Fantasma. It's nice to see Stu here because it kind of introduced the AEW audience into what a Ring of Honor storyline and what they've been doing with the Righteous. Of course, Stu joining the Righteous over Dark Order. I feel like there's a lot of Ring of Honor presence here. You know, I just mentioned Athena. You know, we had Claudio here, the Ring of Honor World Champion. We had Stu, we had Eddie as well, kind of feuding with Claudio, continuing the Ring of Honor World title feud. So yeah, I feel like it was good that yes, this is AEW and New Japan, but there was a bit of Ring of Honor presence introduced and allowing AEW and New Japan fans to kind of get a look at some of the stuff going on in Ring of Honor. This match was fun against El Fantasma. El Fantasma, of course, recently turned babyface in New Japan, and he picks up the win here over Stu. Not really special, but not a bad match. It was a fun match, you know, solid pre-show match. Definitely, you know what. If you're watching it, I recommend to leave it on. I won't skip it there, and it was a solid matchup, good matchup. Face ELP is still a bit weird to me. I'm so used to him being that dickhead heel, but yeah, he gets the win over Stu. And the last of the 0 Hour, United Empire and Los Ingobernables de Japón go at it. It was Kyle Fletcher, TJP, and Jeff Cobb representing the United Empire, and Los Ingobernables de Japón was represented by Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Shingo Takagi. And yeah, LJ picked up the win in this one. You know, bit of a fun 6-man again, a good one to get the crowd into it just before the actual show starts. And a good way to get LJ and United Empire onto the card. Yeah, not really too special here. But yeah, good action and a very solid pre-show match to get the crowd going. And yeah, Shingo got the win, hitting Last of the Dragon on TJP to give Los Ingobernables de Japón the victory. Main show kicks off with MJF defend the AEW World Heavyweight Championship against Hiroshi Tanahashi. Of course, we knew this was what was going to be. Again, really enjoyable match. I really liked this match. I thought Tanahashi and MJF went out there and done a good job. MJF had his robe. It said New Japan's indie fed on it, and you know the spot where he had him in the what's it called, the abdominal stretch, holding on to the ropes. I believe it was Bryce Remsburg was there for he kicks the arm, and you know that was Tanahashi to hit the hip toss. You know, Tanahashi was kind of taunting MJF, you know, playing the air guitar and calling him a coward when MJF looked to walk away, which, you know, the crowd starting to chant, which, you know, worked well into MJF's character. Anything else of note happened here? Yeah, the finish of the match came after, you know, MJF was able to use the dynamite diamond ring to get this shot on Tanahashi and retain. Again, strong finish, you know, gets heel heat on MJF, having to cheat to win, and of course keeps Tanahashi the ace looking strong because, you know, MJF had to use the ring to get the win. And again, it was a fun match, good way to kick the match, or the show off. And another good solid defense for MJF in his reign. Moving on, we have the first round of the men's own heart tournament where CM Punk took on Satoshi Kojima, and this match ruled. I love everything about this match. CM Punk playing up to the crowd, booing him, you know. He hit a big boot and a leg drop just like he did on Collision. When he had Kojima in the corner, he was firing off with lariats, and he references the old Ring of Honor shoot tape, like Kojima, lariat, Kojima, just shouting that. I popped so hard for that. You know, that's one of my favorite shoot interview clips. So to get that referenced here was a cool thing for me. I popped hard for that. You know, Kojima just lighting Punk up with chops and lariats. Elbow drop, which kind of caught Punk below the belt a bit, but yeah, CM Punk was able to get the victory with a go to sleep and to put away Satoshi Kojima in a very fun match. This match was, once Punk and Kojima was announced, this is the type of match I want to see between the two. That is exactly what we got. So of course I loved it, and yeah, very big fan of this match. And yeah, very interesting to see Punk getting booed. That's twice now, of course, we've seen it on Collision in Canada. I'm interested to see, you know, of course we know in Chicago Punk got cheered heavily. In Canada he's been getting booed so far for what they've done at Collision and Forbidden Door. Interested to see how that plays out over the rest of the tour, and how things go when they go back to the US, when they come over for Wembley. I'm very interested to see how the reactions for Punk goes. But it does feel like he's playing up to it a bit. It feels like from some of his mannerisms and all, they are kind of playing into the heel turn a bit, which I'm definitely down to see. And CM Punk will now face the winner of Roderick Strong and Samoa Joe, which will happen on Collision. So yeah, that will be a fun one to look out for. And speaking of fun matches, Orange Cassidy successfully defended the AEW International Championship against Katsuyori Shibata, Zack Sabre Jr. and Daniel Garcia. Again, another amazing match. This match is just awesome. One of my favorite parts of this match were Sabre and Shibata just hitting each other. Orange Cassidy and Garcia would get in. They'd try to break it up. They'd lock in a sleeper roll, and Shibata and Sabre would just start throwing punches at or slaps at each other again. They'd push them off, go right back to each other. That was fun. Garcia, very entertaining. There's a part where, again, I believe it was Shibata and Sabre hitting each other, and Garcia just kind of starts dancing to get their attention, and they just both turn around, hit him. And yet, finish the match, Cassidy kind of steals a win after Shibata hit a PK kick on Garcia. Cassidy comes in, pushes him out of the ring, and that gives him the 3 count, and kind of after the match, Cassidy and Shibata do shake hands, and yeah, very, very, very fun match. Love this match. Definitely worth watching. All 4 guys, great wrestlers. All 4 guys delivered. I liked how they played up the Daniel Garcia's a sports entertainer thing, especially when he was in there with the wrestler Katsuyori Shibata. And yes, just seeing Shibata again, I absolutely love Shibata. I still cannot believe he's back wrestling. Every time his music hits, and I just smile, and yeah, it was awesome. Very, very good match. Definitely one worth watching. And yeah, excited to see where Orange Cassidy's run goes, because it's been a very good run, filled with a lot of defenses, great defenses, and yeah, I am very intrigued to see who takes the belt off him. There's a couple of people I could see doing it. Maybe it's a surprise that we're not really expecting, but yeah, interested to see how this plays out. And moving on, we have the IWGP Heavyweight Championship match as Sanada successfully defends against Jungle Boy. Again, another solid matchup. It was a fun match, a good little match for what it was. Finish was kind of a bit unexpected. Sanada hits a moonsault and got the 3. I was a little bit surprised that was the end, but yeah, Sanada successfully getting a title defense under his belt against Jungle Boy. After the match, as Jungle Boy and Hook are walking up the ramp, Jungle Boy finally turns heel on Hook, takes him out, holds up the FTW Championship and throws it down. And Taz on commentary for this was absolutely perfect, just the way he's in. I know Hook can handle himself, and Jungle Boy's just made a big mistake and all that stuff. Taz on commentary really, really added and helped this turn be a lot more impactful. And yeah, I'm excited to see heel Jungle Boy. He is a good wrestler. As a face, he's kind of, I feel like, got a bit stale as a character, because his promos haven't been the greatest. So, yeah, excited to see a bit of a heel Jungle Boy. I think him and Hook will have a good match, and I'm interested to see where that goes. Yeah, the main talking point about this match was the heel turn afterwards, rather than the match itself. But the match itself was still solid. Not too special, but still good. Yeah. Let me just scroll down here, because up next we had the Elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club. Of course, that is the Young Bucks and Adam Page representing Elite, teaming up with Tomohiro Ishii and Eddie Kingston against the Blackpool Combat Club. John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, Shota Umino, and Konosuke Takeshita. This match ruled. Another amazing matchup. Oh, there's so much good stuff. The first thing I think about when I think this match is Konosuke Takeshita hitting a forearm on Ishii and just dropping him. Not many people are going to drop Ishii like that, let me say that. Great matchup. Eddie at one point pushed Moxley out of the way and took a super kick from the Young Bucks, even though they're teaming. And then later, Eddie's kind of hanging in the ropes in the BCC corner. Moxley's kind of just dropped down looking at him, and Claudio just then takes a cheap shot. And in the end, Mox ends up hitting a cutter onto Eddie. So much good stuff in this match. This was really, really awesome. A lot of good storytelling in there, especially with Mox and Eddie. The stare down and them trading chops for a bit got a huge reaction. Just seeing Takeshita and Ishii going in there trading blows was awesome. As I mentioned earlier, that big forearm that did drop Ishii. A lot of good stuff. Final sequence comes when Ishii scores the win by hitting Brainbuster on Wheeler Yuta. Gets the win for the Elite team. And Kingston's kind of arguing at the Elite at the end, but yeah. A bit surprised Ishii is the one to pick up the win, but it's not really something to complain over. Just out of everyone involved, I wasn't expecting Ishii to be the one to pick up the win. And yeah, lot of good stuff there. And it does look like we are continuing on with the Elite and Blackpool Combat Club. And the rumor going around is we will be getting Blood and Guts sometime soon in the next coming weeks, when they go to the TD Garden in Boston. So yeah, very excited for that one. AEW Women's World Championship, Toni Storm versus Willow Nightingale. Of course, Toni gets the win. Of course, interference from the Outcast. They eventually gets into the back. Referee gets a bit distracted. Reiki the Ice, Storm Zero gives Toni the win. Willow did hit a nice Dead Valley driver onto the apron. And yeah, Toni gets the win. They did talk about Julia making the challenge for Willow on commentary as well. So a nice little stardom mentioned there. And yeah, Toni gets the win here, retaining the championship with Storm Zero after raking the eyes. And another solid matchup, nothing really too special here, like not a lot really to talk about. But it wasn't a bad match. To say it was still a good match, and yeah, a good one for Toni. Very interested to see what Willow goes on to do next. As I did mention, it does look like it'll be Julia for the Strong Championship over in Japan when New Japan Strong goes to Korakuen Hall. Oh wow, then we move on. IWGP United States Championship match, Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. Ospreay coming out to Elevate. Had a nice little video intro before to that. Kenny coming out the Devil Sky. You knew you were about to get big match, Kenny, when Devil Sky hits. And wow, was this awesome. I've said it before, these two had my match of the year at Wrestle Kingdom. And boy, did they give me something to rival that. These two may have had the two best matches of the year, and whichever order you want to put them in. It was really up to you, because I can't. And I've seen a lot of people say this is one of their best matches of all time, that they've seen, and I can definitely see why. A lot of callbacks to the original. We have the spot where in the original Kenny drives Omega headfirst into a table. This time it's Ospreay driving Kenny into the announce table cover. A lot of great stuff here. At one point, Don Callis gets kicked out, but he then comes back in, hands Omega a screwdriver, and he hits Kenny with it. He ends up hitting a one-winged angel, Kenny kicking out at one. They go back and forth. Kenny kicks out at one, but after the screwdriver, I think he hit a Stormbreaker and Omega got his foot on the rope. And then he hit the one-winged angel, which Kenny kicks out at one. Ospreay hits a Tiger Driver 91. It looked deadly. It looked like it was Misawa dropping Kawada on his head, but this time it was Omega dropping Ospreay dropping Omega on his head. Sorry. Still not enough to get the pin, but Stormbreaker then gives Will Ospreay the win and the AEWGP US Championship. And let's run it back at Wembley. Let's just do it. Two of the best matches of the year. We've done it in neutral ground at Wrestle Kingdom in the Ducky Dome. We've done it in Omega's home country. Why not give it to us in Wembley? Ospreay Omega 3. Let him go 2 out of 3 falls or something. Just let him go again. I like I said, they've given me 2 match of the year contenders. I still want more. That's how good these two are, and I still think they could go out and deliver as a third classic. These are not like 2 of the best right now. They always step up and deliver big matches. And yeah, I'm definitely down to see this again sometime. Whether or not it is at All In, maybe that's just me being hopeful as someone who'll be attending All In. I'm like, yeah, I'd love to see this match. But yeah, very, 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 very good match. Both men busted open. It was a bloody war. It was exactly what it needed to be. I think they went nearly 40 minutes as well. I don't have the exact timings in front of me. Yeah, Callis did come out with Will Ospreay from the start. I know we had the thing on Dynamite where he offered security for him. They did come out with 2 security guards. I was a bit surprised to see Callis actually come out and corner Ospreay, of course, and it does play into the finish. So again, you do kind of leave the door open there. You continue on the Omega and Callis story, but you also leave the door open where Callis did get involved, didn't necessarily play a direct impact into the finish because Omega did kick out the screwdriver and the Stormbreaker that followed that, but he did still play a part, so you have reason to run it back again. Also Ospreay doing the like Shawn Michaels with the Canadian flag and like picking his nose with it and stuff like that. That was kind of a good way of getting a bit of heat. And yeah, just incredible match. Definitely living up to the hype of the first one. And yeah, definitely one that will rival its for Omega Ospreay 1 and Omega Ospreay 2. Definitely going to be 2 matches at the top of my list for match of the year come the end of the year. Moving on, we had Sting, Darby Allin, and Tetsuya Naito picking up the win over Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki. Seeing Sting and Suzuki in the ring together is absolutely crazy, but I love it. Sting took a 630 through a table from Sammy. And yeah, a bit of a tough spot for this in between Omega, Ospreay, and of course the main event then Okada and Danielson. But it was a solid matchup. It was, it was entertaining. It wasn't a show stealer, but it was an entertaining 3-way. You got 6 big, good wrestlers in there. And yeah, Tetsuya Naito got the pin for his team on Minoru Suzuki. And during the press conference that Sting and Darby had afterwards, Jericho interrupts. Tornado tag for this Wednesday on Dynamite. Sammy Guevara and the Painmaker Chris Jericho versus Sting and Darby, which should be another fun one because Sting matches in AEW, especially when they're just big brawls, have been a lot of fun. And yeah, I have been enjoying the stuff with Sting and Jericho. But yeah, Sting, Darby, and Naito pick up the win in this trios match. And I know I haven't even talked a lot about Tetsuya Naito. It's cool to see him here. Los Ingobernables de Japón once again, of course, last year teaming with Shingo Takagi. This year with Naito. Next year, let's run it. Sting and Darby versus Bushi, teaming with Bushi. Why not? But yeah. And then moving on, main event, Bryan Danielson, Kazuchika Okada. And oh boy, Danielson had it. Tony Khan paid the big bucks, and for this night, one night only, he got it. Final countdown. And once that music hits, you knew you were in for something special. Final countdown hits, followed by the Rainmakers and the coin dropping and Okada coming out. This is awesome chance before the bell even rang. As soon as the bell rang, before they even made contact. Yeah, this was very good matchup. Type of match you'd expect from Danielson and Okada. Really good matchup. The finish was Danielson making Okada tap out, surprisingly. With a bell lock, Okada, I believe he's only tapped out once before, and it's like the first time he's, or it's at least the first time he's tapped out since like 2014 or something, when he tapped out to Nakamura. So yeah, not often Kazuchika Okada taps, so a big moment seeing him tap out to Danielson here. Finish did seem a bit sudden and a bit flat, but of course we found out Bryan Danielson fractured his arm and could be out 6 to 8 weeks. Hopefully he's back in time for All In. No, again, maybe it's just as someone who'll be attending the show, you want to see the biggest names there, and one of the biggest names in AEW is Bryan Danielson. And of course, you don't want someone like Bryan Danielson to miss out on a show like Wembley. After everything he's done, you want him to get these big shows, these big moments. But yeah, Danielson did make Okada tab. Solid matchup, very good matchup. Again, felt like a bit of a sudden, because maybe it's just you're used to these big, long stretches in Okada matches that build and kind of slowly the near falls get closer and closer and closer. But yeah, I felt like this one was a bit sudden. Again, maybe it's down to the injury, or maybe it's because I was watching at 5 a.m. and I was a bit tired. It just didn't feel like it was a big Okada finish that we're used to, that big closing stretch we're used to from an Okada match. But it still doesn't take away from how good this match is, and I can't believe we still got to see Okada and Danielson. I feel like they did leave a lot of room where, again, maybe it is because of the injury. It did feel like there was a lot of room for them to go back to this, and that they left, they purposefully kind of not held back, but didn't go as all out as they probably could have, to again set up a future match. Of course, Danielson did kind of tease it in the press conference. He's like, yeah, he broke my arm, why not run it back, and this time I break his arm, so the door is definitely open for them to revisit this, maybe at Wrestle Kingdom or something, and we see Danielson in New Japan. It would make sense considering Danielson got the win here. Maybe run it back in Japan with Okada getting a win back. But yeah, very good match, and definitely, again, one worth watching. Two of the best ever, definitely stepped up, delivered. Match of the night, I probably would give Omega and Ospreay though. Those two just seem to have that chemistry where every time they step in the ring together, it's absolute magic. But yeah, once again, Forbidden Door, like last year, definitely going to be a contender for Show of the Year. I know last year won a lot of awards for Show of the Year. This year, again, another solid card. Every match delivered. I wouldn't say if there was a bad match on the card, I'd say everything was at least good. So yeah, definitely a show worth watching. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.